And we are back here with the second quarter on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. We apologize for the technical difficulties there in the first. We are back up and running now from Doane Academy. Doane played very well in the first quarter, leading by 13 as they've gone into their bench a little bit. Number 34, Anthony Fusco checks in. And number 11, Don Hawaii checks in as well. As Doane will push in transition, leading by 13. Three-pointer is up and good for Doane. And it was just inside the three-point line, so leading by 15 here in the first minute of the second quarter. Davis Alston, number 41, also into the game for Doane. Floater. Good-looking floater there by Caleb Kowaleski to get New Egypt on the board here in the second quarter. Also into the game for Doane, number 20, Christian Glover. As Doane now leading by 15. Alston tries to take it away. Glover, good defense there to turn away the shot. And New Egypt regains possession. Kowaleski for three. Another long rebound to New Egypt. Kowaleski will drive inside this time and off the window and good is Connor Kowaleski. So here's Ant Fusco, the brother of Nick Fusco. Over to Glover. Don Hawaii has it taken away. Defense courtesy of Caleb Kowaleski. Alston steps in the passing lane, nearly takes it away, but New Egypt will keep it. So off the long rebound, here is Doane holding a 13-point lead. 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Aiden Smiley steps inside. Jumper is short on the defense by Kowaleski. Jack Burr pushing for New Egypt. Here's Burr. And it looked like Hawaii got a piece of that. Alston will push. Don Hawaii looking for the one-handed slam and rejected by the rim. Would have been a nice highlight play from Hawaii. The last time we did a JV game, he had that alley-oop with Nick Fusco, which was just phenomenal. We knew we had to post that to social media as a timeout is called. It's a 13-point game as we approach the halfway point of the second quarter. Moving towards halftime here from Burlington, New Jersey. Boys JV basketball, New Egypt against Doane Academy. Doane Great offensive effort in the back half of the first quarter, opened up a lead. Defense has been a little more tight here in the second, as a good-looking three there by Christian Glover. And Doane now holding its largest lead of the night at 16. Kowaleski thinking three. Three Doane defenders around him. Floater is up and good for New Egypt now. Still doubled up by Doane, a 14-point game. Alston drives inside, can't get the roll, but Hawaii the offensive board. Push shot no good for Doane. Kowaleski steps back for three over the outstretched arm of Don Hawaii. Smiley ahead to Hawaii. Patient inside, got it, and one. Don Hawaii showing good footwork inside. And he'll get a chance to get three at the line the old-fashioned way. First foul of the game on Caleb Kowaleski. As now New Egypt getting some offense here in the second quarter, cutting it to 13. They're gonna have to get moving quick. Ant Fusco over to Smiley, and a foul is called on New Egypt. Looks like it's gonna be on Jack Burr, and he doesn't agree with the call. The fourth team foul on New Egypt. Moving it around the perimeter, Ant Fusco, the pump fake. Hop step inside, shot's no good, and we got a jump ball. Possession arrow will have it stay with Doane. Kowaleski over to his brother. Caleb Kowaleski for three, he's short. And now here's Ant Fusco, pulls up from the left elbow, no good. Long rebound to Alston. Doane really creating a lot of extra possessions here tonight, and Doane will keep it. Substitutions, Miles Clement will check in for Don Hawaii. As we are now inside 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Alston, corner three, in and out for Doane. This is Jack Burr trying to set up the break. Glover there on defense. So it's Burr with Ant Fusco locked on him at the perimeter. Burr drives in, and travel is called. Good job closing out on the perimeter by Doane on that possession. We've seen New Egypt get a little more confident from beyond the arc here in the second quarter. And that's what you got to do if you're head coach Mike Kabildis and your team is down by double digits here in the first half. Used a three-point shot to get them back in this one. This is Glover over to Alston. Hesitation. Making his way inside. Miles Clement pulls down the offensive board. Here's Christian Glover going left to right. Just short on the right-handed layup. Pass up ahead for New Egypt. This is Shane Wright Over to Burr for three. Too strong. And Wright's able to tip it out. Good work on the offensive boards. Alston with the defense on Burr. He'll swing it to the wing. No one there. Pass intended for Connor Kowaleski. Turnover for New Egypt. Alston makes a move inside. Denied by Wright. Burr trying to make something happen. Push shot for New Egypt is short. And Aiden Smiley clears it out for Doane. 5 seconds left. Alston thinking about something. Clement, buzzer beater before the half. You bet. Miles Clement from downtown. And what an emphatic way to end the first half of action for this boys JV game. Doane holding a 33-17 lead. We'll be back with the second half after this. And we welcome you back here to Doane Academy here in Burlington, New Jersey. Second half action as we have some substitutions now. New Egypt ran with the same starting five in the first half, but now checking in Pedro Chapolin will check in, as well as Braden Nelson, number 22, to mix things up for Mike Cabaldis and his rotation for New Egypt. Congleton on the fast break, lefty layup is good, and that's how we'll start the second half. Doane taking their largest lead at 18 points. There's Nick Fusco taking it away for Doane. And if you're able to see the Doane Academy girls basketball game we had here earlier, they got their second win of the season, defeating Bordentown by double digits. It's been a similar theme in this game for Doane, really playing good defense, playing the passing lanes. And they've been very aggressive on the offensive boards. Fusco takes it away. He'll slow it down for the Spartans here in the opening moments of the second half. Oliveri drives, tries to dump it off to Clement. Daly for three. And 21 points now. Doane takes the lead. Daly really doing a good job shooting from the outside this season. And New Egypt gets on the board here in the second half. Ryan Castellan, his first points of the evening. My apologies, Ryan Castellan, number 21 for New Egypt. Congleton, good defense there by Shane Wright. Falls to Christian Oliveri, but he's short on the layup from the baseline. Chapolin tries to get by Nick Fusco. Clement inside, dumps it off to Oliveri. Good two-man game there for Doane. Offense came to play tonight, already at 40 points here in the early going of the third. Chapolin trying to get by Fusco. He will, working baseline. Nelson recovers. And the turnover there for New Egypt will give it back to Doane. So again, like we mentioned earlier, once this game is over, stick around on this same stream. We're going to have the boys varsity game between the New Egypt Warriors and the Doane Academy Spartans. Tip off at approximately 7 p.m., just depending on exactly what time this game ends. As Josh Daly hits his second three-pointer here in the second half. Good double by Doane, nearly taken away by Daly and Congleton. Nelson driving free throw line. Another steal for Nick Fusco. He's had multiple here in the early going of the second half. Daly, another three. That was a heat check for him, looking for his third. And a travel on Shane Wright. He was looking for someone. All of his teammates crossed half court. And Doane has been putting on some great half-court pressure in the early going of the second half, really ramping up the intensity. And it's ballooned to a 24-point game. Clement, oh, nice pass by Miles Clement, and Congleton does the rest. So you see the good vision there by Miles Clement on the block inside. Some great basketball IQ on this Doane JV team. Fusco tries to take it away. Jump ball is the call. Doane has the possession arrow. Oliveri to Clement again. Clement and one. Count it for Miles Clement. And he'll head to the free throw line for the old-fashioned three-point play. No good on the free throw, but the front court for Doane has really come to play in this game. Oliveri got things started early, and Clement and Daly out of the locker room have done a lot of the work on offense for the Spartans. Taken away by Congleton. Oliveri, too strong. Daly, the offensive board. Count it. Josh Daly. An impressive second half for the freshman. And Doane takes their largest lead of the night at 30. Good ball movement around the perimeter for New Egypt. As Castellan looking for someone. And Oliveri will clear for the Spartans. He'll take it inside, and it's blocked by Shane Wright. Nelson ahead. Chapoli looking for something inside. And another steal for this Doane defense. Oliveri, strong take inside. So Oliveri picking up right where he left off in the first quarter. As he really got things going for the Spartan offense, is now will start to slow things down here and use some clock to their advantage. Clement trying to work through the double. And now Fusco getting things going for this offense. Veteran move to pull it back out and assess the defense as Chompoline now working in transition for New Egypt. He finds Wright. From the top of the key, Wright tries to bank it in, no good. Strong rebound by Braden Nelson. Awarding another possession to New Egypt. Final minute of the third quarter. That's head coach Chris Scott. I don't know if you could see it on the camera. He's pulled 5 of the players on the bench who we presume there'll be some substitutions to start the fourth. As Daly is third 3 of the third quarter. Coach Scott presumably drawing up some plays for the new 5 that are going to check in probably here soon as Braden Nelson falls to the hardwood. Foul called on Nick Fusco, so baseline out of bounds for New Egypt. Both teams with only one team foul apiece in this third quarter. So don't imagine we'll be seeing any 1-and-1s here for the rest of this ball game. Wright passes through a double, a 3. No good for New Egypt, and that is how we end the third quarter. A 54-19 lead for Doane Academy. The final 8 minutes before the final game of our triple header after this. Fourth quarter of play here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Ethan Carpenter with you. Lucas Rubin on camera for us tonight. And Justin Vasquez helping us out as well as we continue our coverage of Doane basketball. It's a program we did a lot of work with last season. Now, they only had a boys basketball season last year. As we mentioned earlier, there was no girls basketball season last year. But this year, on the home games for both those teams, we'll be covering them in our live streams, a lot of content on social media as well. And make sure you follow us on Instagram at Play-by-Play Productions as Alston takes the first shot of the fourth quarter, and it's short. Jack Burr in transition. New Egypt still playing hard here, trailing by 35. As Christian Glover takes it up for Doane. Hawaii dribbles baseline, back out to Glover for three. Nice looking jump shot for Christian Glover. As Doane's offense continues to roll here in the second half. Foul called on Don Hawaii, and that'll send Braden Nelson to the free throw line for two. Again, only the second team foul on Doane. Both teams doing a great job of not fouling in the second half. As the starters are back on the bench for Doane. So we assume we'll see Nick Fusco tonight a little bit in varsity, as well as maybe Shane Congleton. He's been seen in a little bit of varsity action this year. He's still on the bench with Josh Daly and Miles Clement. We saw Coach Chris Scott having a teaching moment here before, still coaching these guys up despite the large difference on the scoreboard. Alston tries to save it. Over and back is the call. And New Egypt regains possession. Caleb Kowalski to throw in. Right, the pump fake. Jack Burr, who's initiated a lot of the offense for New Egypt, connects on a three from downtown. Jack Burr. Nice ball movement here from Doane. This is Aiden Smiley. And Ant Fusco drives in. Pull-up jumper too strong. Jack Burr, another rebound for him. He'll take this possession into his own hands. Crossover left. And Kowalski for three. Had a good idea there, but hits the top of the backboard, and it'll go back to Doane. 4 minutes left. We have hit the halfway point of the fourth quarter. Here from Doane. Aiden Smiley trying to make a move inside. Good defense by Braden Nelson. Ant Fusco trying to set things up. Steps inside. Hawaii gets it back. Don Hawaii from downtown. Too short. Two players there for New Egypt. Here comes Burr. Chapeline tries to handle it. Out of bounds it goes. Doane will get it back. So all positive vibes here tonight for Doane's JV team. That's a nice spin move inside by Alston. It's a team that had some impressive division wins earlier in the season. Now, they haven't played every single time that Doane had a varsity game, and especially with confusion and scheduling, it's always tough to line those games up. With the holiday tournament being canceled as well. But this Doane JV team has got a few games in, and they've had some impressive wins as Alston hits a 3. So Davis Alston showing off some of his offensive moves here in the waning moments of the fourth quarter. Chapeline for 3. And Aiden Smiley clears for Doane. Almost a rare mistake here tonight for the Spartans. Drive inside by Fusco. Hawaii's right there for the offensive board, but too short. Good defense by Caleb Kowaleski to contest the shot. Chapeline for 3. Almost, but the rebound to Glover. So, like I mentioned earlier, just stay on this stream as Ant Fusco hits a 3. Stay on this stream for the varsity game coming up. Proximate tip is at 7 o'clock. Hawaii with a nice block there. As Doane looks, their varsity team looks to get back on the right track after falling last night to Cross Christian in a hard-fought game, a 77-74 final. There was a lot of athleticism on display. If you're able to tune into the stream, a lot of just alley-oop dunks in transition. It's got to be tough for head coach Dan Williamson and his squad to come back 24 hours later and play again here on their home court. So that will do it here for our JV game. Our final score, Doane 68, New Egypt Warriors 22. As we will take a short intermission here before we get started with the varsity game. A good effort by both squads here. And we will be back with tip-off of the varsity game between the Doane Academy Spartans and the New Egypt Warriors. Game 3 of our triple header coming up next. And we welcome you back here to Doane Academy, home of the Doane Academy Spartans. It is Game 3 of a Play-by-Play Productions triple header. Our boys varsity matchup tonight is the New Egypt Warriors and the Doane Academy Spartans. Thanks for joining us with Play-by-Play Productions yet again. I am Ethan Carpenter with you, Lucas Rubin helping on camera, as well as Justin Vasquez tonight. Doane on the second half of a back-to-back. Last night they fell by 3 points to Cross Christian, a very talented team from Delaware. They made the trip up here to Doane Academy. They've been playing them for the last 7 or 8 seasons. So Doane looking to get back on the right track as Mike Evans handles the tip. And nice pass inside by Alfredo Adeza over to Jason Njoga, and that's how we start tonight's action. Doane on the board first. New Egypt coming into this game 4-2. They've won their last 2 games. And they've got a couple players on the outside that can really score. As that 3 too strong by Connor Fisher, averaging a little over 2 points a game this season. Alfredo Adeza starts the break over to Elijah Smiley. Smiley inside. Jump ball is the call. Good hands there by Devin Kimmick. And the possession arrow is awarded to the Warriors. Here's Adam Harris at the controls for New Egypt. And off the curl, Jason Njoga swats it away for the block. Possession will stay with New Egypt. And this is going to be the challenge for New Egypt tonight. That front court for Doane, a lot of size, great length. You got to imagine that's the first of what's going to be several blocked and contested shots at the rim tonight, as Adam Harris is short from beyond. He's averaging 20 points per game this season for the Warriors. Doane ramping up the defensive intensity. Claps from the bench, a very active bench for Doane. They have some JV players over there as well. Always making noise, always supporting the varsity starters. Here's Devin Kimmick from downtown. Rattles in and out. Rebound to Mike Evans. And if you're New Egypt, Mike Evans is the guy you don't want to get hot. He can seemingly shoot from any place on the basketball court. Hargrove, the no-look pass to Elijah Smiley. Thought about a 3. Alfredo Adeza, good pump fake, dips inside the 3-point line, and that jumper's true. Alfredo Adeza, averaging a little under 14 points per game this season. He's been a good offensive option for the Spartans, and some of our past broadcasts we've had, he's shown his athletic ability with some really nice dunks, especially one last night that comes to mind against Cross Christian. Devin Kimmick with Hargrove working on him. Hesitation move for Kimmick, swatted at the rim. Good defense at the point of attack for Doane, but New Egypt stays with it to get the first points of the night here. Adeza looking for Njoga. It's stolen by Connor Fisher. Good work in the passing lane for the Warriors. Adam Harris maybe looking for a call there. That jumper's long, and the rebound to Sean Hargrove, the senior leader for Doane Academy. He dumps one off to Elijah Smiley, and off the rebound, Hargrove pokes it away, but New Egypt will keep it. Adam Harris has it taken away. Jason Njoga going left to right. Off the window, no good. And follows his miss and puts it up and in. So Jason Njoga plays in the front court, can still take it up the court like a guard, and now another jump ball is the call. Possession arrow goes to Doane. Smiley, nice pass inside to Njoga. And you see Njoga and Adeza trying to work that two-man game from the high post to the low post. And not sure if that's something that head coach Dan Williamson preached to the team before this game, but we've seen that look come out a few times here in the early going, that they're looking for that pass. As now Hargrove over to Smiley. And Evans in the corner, back out. Hargrove from downtown. Too strong. Connor Stillwell with the rebound for New Egypt. Fast-paced game here in the early going, but not much scoring to show for it. Low scoring here as we are already halfway through the first quarter here from Burlington. Three-pointer is up, and bullseye for Devin Kimmick. 21 points per game this season, leads the team with 2.5 threes per game. And got to imagine he is on the scouting report for the Spartans here tonight. Doane will keep possession. And surprisingly, still no team fouls either. Team's playing good defense and not fouling. Here's Hargrove to Adeza. Attracts the double team. Over to Evans. Hargrove fakes, drives, Smiley. Good defense by New Egypt. Njoga looking for Adeza, taken away. Connor Fisher, good awareness on the weak side. Here's Adam Harris. Rarely do you see a high school team with two 20-point-per-game scores, and ironically, it's Harris and Kimmick who are the two involved in that last play. And they really help get this Warrior offense running. If they're going to keep up with this high-powered Doane attack, it's going to be those two. As Evans looking to the low block for Smiley. It's deflected out of bounds. Doane will keep it baseline. 2.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 6-5 ball game. Doane 5-2. They're on a 2-game losing streak. They are 3-0 in their division, though, which is really what matters above all. As Njoga trying to fight off the good defense by Connor Stillwell. Here's Hargrove. Adeza pulls up from the elbow. No good. Rebound to New Egypt and Connor Fisher. Harris to Kimmick. Hargrove denying. Adeza, good contest on the short corner three, and Doane will push. Here's Hargrove. Steps, delivers, looking for Smiley. Out of bounds. Good thought by Sean Hargrove and Elijah Smiley, who are two veteran players who have played together for a while, and rarely do you see plays like that with miscommunication between them. Gotta love the defense by Hargrove on Devin Kimmick here early. And with Xander Kimmick as well, 42. He's got the assignment of Jason Njoga tonight. Elijah Smiley for Doane calling for the foul. It's going to be the first team foul of the game for either team. So we've gone 6.5 minutes into this game without a foul. And both of these teams like to play physical, so that's very surprising that we haven't seen that yet. As number 14, Chris Hoagland, is checked into the game for Doane. New Egypt yet to go to their bench, and we saw the same thing in the JV game as well. The starting five played the whole first half, and finally they made some substitutions before the start of the third quarter. Be interesting to see how the depth on each team affects the play in this one. That's another foul called on Doane, so 2 quick team fouls for the Spartans. In just a matter of about 15 seconds, foul is going to go on Chris Hoagland. And Hoagland has played some very valuable varsity minutes off the bench for Dan Williamson's squad. Here's a three for Kimmick and a travel. Much to the disbelief of head coach Michael Hughes on the New Egypt bench. And considering there's no crowd here, you could probably hear him yelling no through the stream. And Devin Kimmick surprised as well, so the three will not count. Hargrove steps inside. Too strong. Hoagland fighting for a strong offensive rebound. Goes back up, and Joga was there as well. But it goes off of number 32, and New Egypt gets it back. Still, despite the turnover, it's got to be a welcome sight for New Egypt to see Devin Kimmick see his first few shots go in, even if the last one didn't count. Off the screen, Adam Harris is short on the floater. Here comes Mike Evans. Going to want to close out on him. A good no-look to Alfredo Adeza, and he will head to the free throw line. So 2 at the line for Alfredo Adeza. Hits the first. Alfredo Adeza from Italy. A junior, his first season here with Doane Academy. Three-point lead here for Doane as we wind down here in the first quarter. It's been really all defense for both sides. Still good ball movement by both New Egypt and Doane, just not many open shots. As Connor Stillwell has it on the block, and a good dump-off pass to Xander Kimmick, who does the rest. See if Doane holds for a final shot here. And it's in the hands of Hargrove. Now over to Adeza. Connor Stillwell on him. Adeza, 3, short, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. So after 8 minutes, the home team, Doane Spartans, leading 8-7. We'll be back for the second quarter after this. Time for the second quarter here from Burlington. Doane holding an 8-7 lead over New Egypt. The 4-2 Warriors against the 5-2 Spartans. New Egypt on a 2-game winning streak, wins over STEM Civics and Florence. And the 2-game losing streak for Doane coming on the road at Cherokee, and last night home against Cross Christian. Foul on the floor called on Doane. And suddenly Doane, who didn't have any team fouls about 3/4 of the way through the first quarter, now with 3, and 2 of those fouls on Chris Hoagland. Substitutions for Doane, number 20, Christian Glover into the game for the first time. And this is his first varsity game this season. He was a transfer, so he had to sit out for 30 days. And that time period was up, and he's playing tonight as Devin Kimmick, a free throw line jumper. So we'll see how Christian Glover fits into the rotation for head coach Dan Williamson and the Spartans. New Egypt ramping up the defensive activity. This is Glover, top of the key. Adeza thinking 3. Has Njoga on the elbow. Hargrove trying to work through the double. And Njoga right there. Good work on the offensive glass by the Spartans, but nothing to show for it. Xander Kimmick going the other way. Harris. Oh, a nice block by Njoga. But on the offensive board, Xander Kimmich, averaging a little under 7 points per game, deposits 2 for New Egypt. Good start to the second quarter for the visiting Warriors. Hoagland at the top of the key. Adeza, far corner 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound there to Devin Kimmich. Adam Harris trying to make his way inside. No good on the free throw line jumper. Alfredo Adeza going the other way. Hargrove thinking 3. Drives in. No call. Aggressive defense by Xander Kimmich. But Hargrove is able to pull it down and put in 2 for Doane. So back to a 1-point game here. Hargrove averaging 18.4 points per game. He's the leading scorer for Doane. And he's been a great leader for this program. We did a profile story on him last year. Good team defense by Doane. Sean Hargrove's really been a great student in the classroom and on the floor for Doane Academy. He's the definition of a leader. Glover thinking about a 3. Hoagland, the lefty, puts it in from the far corner, and Doane regains the lead by 2. Hoagland putting pressure on Adam Harris. Harris trying to make his way through. On the screen from Kimmich, Harris floats in 2. Good work there using the screen from Devin Kimmich, and Adam Harris, who's been at the controls at the point guard position for New Egypt tonight, shows good composure there. Hoagland, another 3. That's 2 for number 14. Back-to-back threes, huge for this Doane offense. Oh, what a cross by Harris, and he's fouled inside. Not sure who that's going to be on, either Hargrove or Adeza. We'll see the call. And it'll be on Alfredo Adeza. Only his first foul. And that is 4 team fouls for Doane now. Only 1 for New Egypt. Substitutions, Don Hawaii, who got some action in the JV game today. He will check in along with Elijah Smiley, number 3. Starter who played about half the first quarter. And still no substitutions for New Egypt. Harris with the deflection, taken away and floating into is Connor Stillwell. The Warriors applying the pressure on the defensive end. And on the seesaw now, Warriors leading by 1. Hawaii trying to take that feed from Hargrove. On the fast break, Stillwell. And now a 3-point lead for New Egypt. The bench is loving it. Doane trying to cool off the Warriors. Another turnover. Harris ahead of the pack. Over in Joga and 1. Count it for Adam Harris. What a strong finish. And just like that, New Egypt has taken a 5-point lead, and Dan Williamson needs to talk. "30-second timeout for Doane, so we'll take a quick break. 21-16, New Egypt at the line after this. So Adam Harris looking to complete the 3-point play for New Egypt. He will. And it's been that 3-quarter court press That has really helped New Egypt here in the second quarter to build a 6-point lead. They were trailing by 3. It's a 9-0 run for the Warriors. And head coach Michael Hughes on the sideline really infusing some energy into his team. Nearly a steal for Xander Kimmick. Hargrove, they need this 3. It's short. Devin Kimmick taken away by Hargrove. And foul is on Devin Kimmick. Only the second team foul for New Egypt, so they've been smart with their fouls here. Not envisioning a 1-and-1 situation. Evans, a pass inside. Adeza, good vision to Hargrove. Hargrove drives inside. Scoop layup, no good. Devin Kimmick clears. Elijah Smiley into the game now as well. That 3 is up and good for Devin Kimmick. Add another one. He's been lights out from beyond here tonight, and New Egypt opens up their largest lead of the ball game. It's a 9-point game. Mike Evans, who we've seen shoot from the volleyball line this year, he's not afraid to do it. Hesitated there, though, and he'll shoot there. Mike Evans on cue from beyond. A badly needed bucket for the Spartans. Back to within 6. Good intensity by Evans, leads to a steal by Njoga. Njoga on the fast break. Easy money for Jason Njoga. And now Doane with an answer after New Egypt went on a huge run. Here's Adam Harris. Working on Smiley, steps through, short, follows his own miss, and one. Adam Harris, his second and 1 of the quarter. Second foul on Alfredo Adeza. Adam Harris accelerating this New Egypt offense here in the second quarter. Hargrove drives, too strong. Njoga's there, not one, but 2 times for Jason Njoga. And Doane is right there with 2 minutes left in the first half, only trailing by 5. Seen some good basketball here from Burlington. Fisher and Mike Evans a little too aggressive with his defense on the perimeter. Called for the foul. It's going to be the 6th team foul on Doane. Only the first on Mike Evans, though. And it will be a 1-and-1 situation. Connor Fisher will do the honors for the Warriors. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. Second free throw rattles in for the Warriors, a 7-point lead. Doane needs a strong close to the first half here. Evans passes out to the double team, and Njoga back to Evans. How about another for Mike Evans? Too strong. Gets his own miss. And tries to float in too, and I believe Evans thought that hit off a New Egypt defender, but it did not, and the Warriors regain possession. And when you're as good of a shooter from beyond as Mike Evans is, you can almost kind of feel or tell when a shot's off, and he definitely had that feeling there, chasing his own miss. Here is Adam Harris trying to set up the offense for New Egypt. Harris, Hargrove on him. Loses it. Luckily, Connor Stillwell's still there for him. Offensive foul on the screen from Connor Stillwell. Stillwell averages a little over 4 points per game and a 3 a night. Called for the moving screen, only the 3rd foul of the first half for New Egypt. Hargrove working against the New Egypt zone. Evans from downtown trying to get the friendly roll. And here's Devin Kimmick. Fights through a double team. Kimmick. Got it! Another and one for the Warriors. Pouring it on here in the second quarter. Devin Kimmick will head to the line. And the leading scorer, Devin Kimmick, who's really barely hit the rim tonight. He's been on fire. Completes the three-point play. Nearly taken away by Adam Harris. Hargrove dips in for two. No, Devin Kimmick the board. And with 30 seconds left in the first half of play, New Egypt looks to extend their largest lead at 10. So Doane had the momentum early, but this second period has been all Warriors. Harris hesitates, drives right. No look pass over to Fisher. Fisher fighting with Mike Evans. Possession arrow will go to Doane. So head coach Mike Hughes will make a quick substitution here in the waning moments of the first half. Connor Kaboleski will check in. Got a lot of action in the JV game. As Hargrove drives inside, follows his own miss, and he's fouled with 0.8 seconds left on the clock. And that's how you know Sean Hargrove is a veteran, always plays hard. He's playing to the final whistle here in the first half. And he will try to at least get this to a single-digit ball game into the locker room. First one's good for Hargrove. Fouls on Xander Kimmick. It's his first. And Hargrove goes 2 for 2 at the line. So that's going to do it for the first half of action. It was back and forth early. Doane had the advantage. And then New Egypt went on a run here in the second quarter. They will take a 33-25 lead into the locker room. We'll be back with the final 16 minutes after this break. And we are back with the second half here on the third game of the Play-by-Play Productions triple header from Doane Academy. Boys varsity basketball, the New Egypt Warriors visiting the Doane Academy Spartans. New Egypt with an 8-point lead to start the second half. Jason Njoga with the steal and misses the layup. But it was all New Egypt in the second quarter. Adam Harris and Devin Kimmick leading the way. And the other Kimmick, Xander Kimmick, puts that in to give New Egypt a 10-point lead here to start the third quarter. Chris Hoagland, along with Christian Glover, starting the second half for Doane. Jason Njoga, Sean Hargrove, and Elijah Smiley. So this is a lineup we really didn't see in the first half. And that three is up and good. Connor Stillwell. And no, they're going to call it a 2 just inside the three-point line. So a 12-point lead for New Egypt. Hargrove, Hoagland, corner three, book it. It's a three that Doane needed. And the last thing they need is for New Egypt to have a fast start to the second half, as that inbounds pass out of the reach of Xander Kimmick, a turnover, and Doane will get it now underneath the basket. So Christian Glover will do the honors, throwing it in. And like I mentioned earlier, Christian Glover, a transfer. So he had a 30-day window where he needed to sit, and now he's able to play for Doane. So that's probably why Coach Dan Williamson is experimenting with different lineups, just because he has a new player in the rotation. As there's Glover over to Smiley. Moving it around the perimeter are the Doane Academy Spartans, and now Smiley will drive in, and a foul is called. Foul's called on Devin Kimmick. First foul of the second half for either squad. It's his second foul of the ball game. And Smiley hits on the first free throw for Doane. Elijah Smiley, the senior, averaging a little over 8 points per game. He's been a starter this season for Coach Williamson. He's been great on both ends of the floor, bringing a veteran presence to the backcourt alongside Sean Hargrove. Here's Adam Harris in transition, moving to his left hand. Offensive foul is the call. So they're going to say the offhand. Adam Harris put his off elbow into the defender. And that's the reason for the whistle. So an 8-point game, Doane gets it back. Here's Jason Njoga, attracts a double team. And Elijah Smiley there. Smiley to Hargrove, thinking three. Glover. And New Egypt utilizing the 2-3 zone here to start the second half. Trying to find the soft spot in the zone are the Spartans. Hargrove. Foul is called. So in a 2-3 zone, you obviously want to run that 1-3-1 offense and really utilize whatever player is in the middle by the free throw line. You've seen Njoga in that position as well as Hargrove, just trying to find a way to get through this New Egypt defense and cut into this lead. Here's Devin Kimmick. Njoga on him now. Double team to the corner, taken away by Jason Njoga. And right back to Adam Harris and New Egypt. His floater, too strong. Nice rebound there by Jason Njoga. Around the perimeter we go. Hoagland, another three. He's hit a few in the first half. That's a shot he likes from this left short corner. Luckily, Doane keeps possession. 5 minutes to go here in the third. Hargrove with Connor Fisher on him. Elijah Smiley from downtown. You can count it. And now a 5-point game. Doane ramping up that full court defense intensity. And Adam Harris will slow things down for the Warriors. Elijah Smiley right on him. Smiley and Hoagland, a great double team. We'll see the call. It's a timeout by Michael Hughes and the New Egypt Warriors. So Doane's defense coming through here in the early moments of the second half. It's a 5-point game. So a 30-second timeout here in the early goings of the second half, approaching the halfway point of the third quarter. Ethan Carpenter with you with Play-by-Play Productions. We thank you for tuning into our YouTube stream. Again, we are in the third game of our triple header today. Doane is undefeated. Doane girls basketball started off the triple header, defeating Bordentown here. And then boys JV for Doane Academy defeated the JV team for New Egypt in game number 2. But in game number 3, New Egypt with a 5-point lead, trying to keep Doane Academy from going undefeated on the day. Defense from Elijah Smiley, but Xander Kimmick is able to float one in for 2. So a good play out of the timeout, drawn up by Coach Hughes and the Warriors. Glover over to Hoagland. 2-3 defense, calls in a double and jump ball. Possession arrow stays with Doane. Near side, here's Sean Hargrove. Hoagland for 3. Another for Chris Hoagland. He's locked in from beyond tonight. And they've really needed his scoring. He averages 5 points per game, but he's easily surpassed that total tonight. Foul is on Elijah Smiley, but Coach Williamson loving the intensity. And obviously, Coach Williamson, always very intense on the sideline. Gets his players to play very hard for him as Adam Harris draws the foul. Coach Williamson with a military background. And like mentioned, he has these players playing hard. He's really helped build this Doane program. Him and Sean Hargrove. Like we mentioned earlier, Sean and Dan were featured in our feature story that we did over Sean last year. Got to spend a little time watching them practice. And the two of them have really helped this Spartans program evolve in the last few years as a foul is called by New Egypt in the backcourt. They're going to call this one on Connor Stillwell. Second for Stillwell. It's going to be the 4th team foul for New Egypt. So the Warriors did a good job of not fouling in the first half. Not so much here in the third. Not sure the reasoning why. Their 2-3 defense has been a little more aggressive, which could explain it, as Hargrove's driving baseline and turns it over. Coach Williamson yells up, and we're assuming here comes that full court press defense. Nowhere to go for New Egypt. Coach Williamson calling for a 5-second violation. Adam Harris breaks through, though, for New Egypt, and he will set up the offense. A 5-point lead for the visitors. Harris with Elijah Smiley on him. Connor Fisher. Here's Devin Kimmick. Don't want to leave him open. Drives in. Offensive foul. Sean Hargrove absorbs the contact. And so Hoagland takes it up for Doane. Good defensive sequence by the Spartans trying to get back in this one. Glover for three. Wide right. Taken away by Sean Hargrove. Puts it in. What a sequence by the senior star for Doane. Coach Williamson calling for the walk. No whistle from the refs. Corner three is up and in for Connor Stillwell. Just when you thought Doane was maybe going to take the lead here soon, New Egypt answers. Good contest here tonight. 2 minutes left in the third. Hargrove over to Njoga. Here's Glover. Back to Hoagland. Oh, nice drive there by Sean Hargrove. Floats in two. Kimmick needs to get it across half court. It was getting close to an 8-second violation, and Glover able to swat it away. Good defense by Christian Glover in his first game with Doane. Glover surveying. Smiley, Hoagland. And Njoga called for 3 seconds. Or my apologies, they're going to call Jason Njoga on the push. So it's an offensive foul. It'll turn the ball over regardless. And now Connor Fisher will inbound for New Egypt. Adam Harris, who's been key in breaking this press from Doane. Xander Kimmick over to Harris. And a foul is called on Elijah Smiley. Alfredo Adeza is set to check in, the starter for Doane. He has not played in the third quarter. He will check in for Jason Njoga. And Shane Congleton, who you saw in the JV game just hours ago, he will check in for Elijah Smiley. So new lineups for Doane here. And Christian Glover, who got some good minutes here to start the second half, will head to the bench for the first time in the third quarter. Devin Kimmick, step back, three. Oh, baby. Devin Kimmick is on fire in this one. Here's Hargrove. 30 seconds and counting left in the third. Mike Evans from downtown. A hugely needed bucket for Doane. Adam Harris at the controls in the waning seconds of the third quarter. Harris steps through. Three-pointer up. Too strong. Boy, are we in for an exciting final 8 minutes here from Doane Academy. It's New Egypt 46, Doane 42. Stay with us at Play by Play Productions. Time to get things rolling here in the fourth quarter on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. New Egypt holding a 4-point lead. And they have the sideline out of bounds to start this one. Devin Kimmick and Adam Harris leading the way in the third quarter. Adam Harris had a pair of and ones alongside Devin Kimmick. And add in a couple shots from beyond, and it was a great quarter on the offensive end for the Warriors. Defense chance coming in from the Doane bench. They've definitely ramped up the intensity here in the second half. Harris swatted away. Adeza looked like he got him there. And it went off a New Egypt player, so a turnover. Good defense by Alfredo Adeza, who's now getting some minutes in the fourth quarter after sitting most of the third. Hoagland, Evans driving left. Hargrove drives in. And now a warning given to Coach Williamson by one of our referees here tonight. Maybe a little too much energy coming from the Doane bench. A lot of tension in this game. It's a 4-point game, an important game for both teams here. Adeza, strong dribble inside, no good. Follows his own miss though. Good follow there by the junior. Evans for three, too strong. Like the thought there from Mike Evans though. Hesitation dribble from Harris. And it seems like Adam Harris is always looking to move the ball in transition. Kimmick for three. Another one for Devin Kimmick. You cannot leave him open. And a turnover here. Hargrove trying to get it to Adeza, who was thinking back cut. And a turnover gives it right back to the Warriors. And if you're Doane, always know where Devin Kimmick is. He's already calling for it. Kimmick. Over to Xander Kimmick. Devin Kimmick absorbs the contact. Congleton's going to be called for the foul. So that's what you have to deal with if you're Doane. You're obviously trying to play Devin Kimmick high. You don't want him to get an open three, but if he can take you back door on the back cut like he did there, he can make things happen at the rim. So 2 at the line for Devin Kimmick. Again, averaging 21 points per game, 2.5 threes a night. A rare miss for him on the front end of 2 at the line. 5 team fouls for both teams, so the 1-and-1 situation will more than likely come into play here soon with 6 minutes to go in the fourth. It's an 8-point lead, but we've seen Doane have the ability to put up points quick, so this is far from over. Here's Hargrove at the top of the key. New Egypt still running that zone. Congleton, free throw line jumper, in and out, no good. Adeza on the miss. And a jump ball is the call. Possession arrow will stay with Doane. Good effort on the offensive glass by Alfredo Adeza. Adeza calling for it, but Evans sends it out to Hargrove. Hoagland, another three. Almost got it off the window. Fight inside for the rebound. And the foul's going to go on New Egypt. That's an important call because if they call a jump ball there, which it was kind of tough, it could have either been a jump ball or a foul. A jump ball would have given possession to the Warriors. Second foul of the game for Xander Kimmick. Hargrove inside finds room. And a foul is called on the Warriors. So 2 quick fouls for Xander Kimmick. It's his 3rd foul of the game. 17 fouls now for New Egypt. And Coach Hughes for the Warriors Wondering why that wasn't a foul on the floor, but it really wouldn't matter. It would have been a 1-and-1. Oh, no, my apologies. It's not a 1-and-1 yet. Only 5 team fouls. Hargrove hits 1. And now a 7-point game. And now there is a timeout. Sorry for that confusion right there. Wasn't sure if there was a timeout called. There is. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. As off the 1 of 2 trip at the line for Sean Hargrove. It is a 50-42 game with 5.5 minutes left. And so off the 30-second timeout, the Warriors will inbound, holding an 8-point lead. And you got to imagine Doane will be going full court press here the rest of the way. Good contest there by Chris Hoagland to knock it out of bounds. Again, no substitutions in this game for the Warriors yet, so gotta imagine these players are at least a little tired for the Warriors, as nice pass up ahead by Harris. Layup is short by Stillwell. So when will that start to kick in? Players being tired as Congleton misses. Offensive board by Adeza. And a foul is called on the Warriors. So 1-and-1 situation now for Doane. Alfredo Adeza will try to cut into this 8-point deficit. First free throw is good. And that's a huge part of Adeza's game. He can score from the outside. He's great on the offensive glass. He can finish at the rim. He's had a bunch of dunks on our broadcast this season as he goes 2 for 2 at the line, a 6-point game. As Xander Kimmick now absorbs a double team. Almost taken away by Hargrove, and he stepped out. It was close. Hargrove almost able to come away with it, as you might have saw on the camera there. He was like, was I out? Good effort by Sean Hargrove. Adam Harris working off the screen. He's got Chris Hoagland on him. Cross inside. Xander Kimmick swatted away. Alfredo Adeza. Nice play at the rim. Here's Hargrove in transition. Hoagland, Evans, drives inside. Up to Adeza. Got it. Four-point game now as both these teams are ramping up the defensive intensity here in the fourth quarter. Devin Kimmick with Adeza on him. Kimmick drives in, got it, and one. Devin Kimmick. Devin Kimmick has been living at the free throw line here in the second half. Foul is going to go on Sean Hargrove. It's only his first, but it is the 6th team foul for Doane. 8 for New Egypt. You can't blame Adeza, who went to guard Kimmick on the three-point line. You can't give Kimmick any space from out there because he's been electric from beyond tonight. Here is Mike Evans. Hargrove. Evans. Evans, corner three. That's his shot. No good. Devin Kimmick with a huge rebound inside. Passes it up to Xander Kimmick, and Mike Evans takes the foul. So they're going to call an intentional foul on Mike Evans. So that's going to be free throw shots and the ball for New Egypt. And obviously one of the key scenarios to look at when calling an intentional foul is the player making a play for the ball, or are they just kind of wrapping up the player? And that was the call from our referee crew here in Burlington. So 1 of 2 at the line for Xander Kimmick, again averaging a little under 7 points per game. And New Egypt with a 7-point lead will inbound from their baseline. Devin Kimmick. To Adam Harris. He'll pull it out towards half court. Foul's going to be on Sean Hargrove. Trying to fight over that screen from Xander Kimmick. 8 team fouls apiece, so right back to the free throw line we go. And like I mentioned earlier, I guess I was seeing the future. We're going to see a lot of trips to the free throw line here in the late part of this contest. Free throw spins out. Nearly went in for Adam Harris. That's a huge miss on the front end of a 1-and-1. Hargrove to Hoagland. Mike Evans trying to find some space. Over to Hargrove. Fakes the pass. Drives. Nearly gets the finish, but Hargrove will go to the line. But that's what you do when you're going against a 2-3 zone. Once you get that pass to go cross court and you hit the weak side of that zone like they did there, found Sean Hargrove on the opposite wing and he took advantage. And he's rewarded with 2 at the line. "30-second timeout is the call. We'll be back." So Sean Hargrove will get 2 at the line, leading scorer for Doane. Averaging a little over 18 points per game, hits the first. And he misses the second. Still a 6-point game as Evans tries to take it away. Fight on the far sideline. We'll see what the call is. And Adam Harris now is down for the Warriors, helped up by his teammates. Again, remember, no substitutions have been made in this game. My apologies. They have made 1 substitution late in the first half, and now number 12, Connor Kowaleski checks in. In for Xander Kimmick. As foul is called on Doane, so 9 team fouls apiece, and Adam Harris will head to the free throw line. Harris hits the first on the 1-and-1, so he will get a second. gets both to go. Clutch a visit at the line for number 3, Adam Harris. Sean Hargrove to Hoagland. Back to Hargrove. Who's going to come up clutch here? Jason and Joga at the elbow. Surveying. Mike Evans thinking. Hoagland. Hargrove. Good ball movement. And Hargrove, couldn't get the roll. Adeza's right there. Alfredo Adeza right on time to put in 2 and make this a 6-point game. Adeza almost gets to it. And now numbers for New Egypt. They'll pull it back out. And foul is called. Falling to the hardwood is Connor Stillwell, so he's going to head to the free throw line. That's what happens when you have this aggressive defense. I mean, obviously with a 6-point game with 2.5 minutes left, it makes sense. But once you break through the press and numbers are against you on the other side of the floor, sometimes have to resort to fouling to avoid easy buckets. And that's exactly what happened there. So Connor Stillwell will miss the first. Double bonus for New Egypt. So now all trips to the line will be 2 free throws regardless. And Stillwell misses the second. 0 for 2 at the line. Doane has life. Evans, no-look pass to Alfredo Adeza. Great vision on display by Mike Evans. Adam Harris will push. It's a 4-point ball game. Fisher, Harris pulls it out. Devin Kimmick, you don't want to give him room. And Hargrove knows that. Good defense on him there. Stillwell, Fisher, and a foul called on Sean Hargrove. So that's going to send Connor Fisher to the line. 11th team foul on Doane. First free throw no good, so now suddenly New Egypt has gone 0 for 3 on their last 3 free throws. And that spells trouble late in ball games. Second free throw is good for Connor Fisher. So 1 for 4 in 2 trips. The difference between a 56-51 and a 59-51 game is huge. Evans looking for Njoga inside. It's taken away by Adam Harris. Here come the Warriors the other way. Njoga called for the foul, and Adam Harris will head back to the free throw line. And my apologies, they actually call it on Chris Hoagland. That is his 3rd foul tonight. No individual players really in foul trouble on either side as the Warriors continue to struggle here at the free throw line in the last few minutes. Harris hits the second though. Huge shot by Adam Harris. Here's Chris Hoagland at the controls, down by 6. Hargrove, they need this, and they got this. Sean Hargrove from the far corner cuts the lead in half with 1.5 minutes left. We've got an exciting ending ahead. Stay with us for the final 1.5 minutes. 1:35 left in this ball game. Ethan Carpenter with you with Play-by-Play Productions. Justin Vasquez on camera here tonight, along with Lucas Rubin, as New Egypt will throw it in. Adam Harris able to break through the press. It's taken away. Chris Hoagland with the steal. Here comes Doane trailing by 3. They need a bucket here. Evans the pump fake. Hoagland to Hargrove. Hargrove drives inside, and he's fouled. So fresh off the 3 on the last possession, Sean Hargrove looking to get 2 at the line here. Foul is on Adam Harris, only his 3rd. So, like I said, both teams, no one's really specifically in foul trouble right now. So Hargrove goes 2 for 2 at the line. 5 points in the last 2 possessions for Sean Hargrove. And Njoga gets the steal on the inbounds. And a timeout called by Dan Williamson. That's good coaching. He knew that Njoga was stuck here in the near corner. And now Coach Williamson has a chance to draw something up with his team down by 1 with 1:11 left. So off the steal on the inbounds, Doane a chance to take the lead. 1:11 left, trailing by 1. Hargrove gets it back. Jab step, drives in. Sean Hargrove, no good. Adeza going for it. It goes out to New Egypt. Adam Harris on the run for the Warriors. Kowaleski looking to go short corner to short corner. And it's deflected out of bounds. The Warriors will keep it, and head coach Mike Hughes wants to talk it over. Still a 1-point game with 47 seconds left. The most important possession of the ball game here for the Warriors, holding a 1-point lead. 47 seconds left. Inbounds from Connor Fisher. Gets it over to Adam Harris, and a foul is called. Not the moment you want to commit a foul. It's going to go on Mike Evans, so that's going to be 2 at the line for Adam Harris. And he tells his teammates to just head back there, be ready for defense. So they'll have no one on the block to rebound. Harris hits the first. This would be huge to go 2 for 2 for New Egypt. And off Back iron, and Joga has it. Hargrove across, inside, got it. Foul is on the floor. It's going to be 2 shots for Sean Hargrove on the double bonus. And it's in Hargrove's hands here to tie this game up potentially at 58. He's got the first. Got them both. Good concentration by Sean Hargrove to lock this game up at 58. Don't go anywhere. We've got a classic ending here. And we are back. No timeouts left for Doane Academy. On the floor, Jason and Joga, Christian Glover, Chris Hoagland, Sean Hargrove, and Alfredo Adeza. Connor Kowaleski alongside Connor Stillwell, Connor Fisher, Devin Kimmick, and Adam Harris, the 5 for New Egypt. Devin Kimmick takes it up. Glover on him. Locked at 58. The last thing you want to do is foul here. Adam Harris over to Devin Kimmick. Doane working the zone well. Harris. Hargrove. Locked in on defense. Harris off a screen, looking for something. And a timeout called by New Egypt with 6.8 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. So both coaches utilizing the timeouts well here in the last minute of this ball game. And if you're New Egypt, what are you thinking? Well, Adam Harris has been great getting around those screens here tonight and just getting through the teeth of the Doane defense. So you want to stop the dribble on him, but then Devin Kimmick, you cannot give him any room as he has been on fire from beyond here tonight. You got to imagine Coach Dan Williamson communicating that message to his team in the huddle right now. As what an ending we have in store for you here from Doane Academy. New Egypt looking to win their 3rd straight game. Again, 4-2 on the season. They're 2-0 in division play. Doane looking to avoid their 3rd straight loss. They are 5-2 and 3-0 in division play. Connor Fisher will inbound for the Warriors. 6.8 seconds to go. Kimmick has it. Kimmick driving baseline. Blocked by Njoka. What a great defensive play. Glover going the other way. From beyond the arc. Too strong. Oh, Christian Glover in his first game had the buzzer beater there for the taking. But we're going to head to overtime. Let's play 4 more minutes, shall we? Christian Glover with a chance to win it, no good. And we're going to head to the overtime period tied at 58. Don't go anywhere else. We've got overtime here in the third game of our triple header from Doane Academy. New Egypt and Doane locked at 58. Njoga, who had a huge block in that last possession of the fourth quarter. Hoagland floats in two. A nice looking floater from Chris Hoagland, and Doane has taken a 2-point lead. Adam Harris looking for someone. Now Jason Njoga out on him. Devin Kimmick to Harris. Harris inside the three-point arc. The two is up and good. We're tied at 60. Hoagland, Evans from downtown. Oh, what a shot, Mike Evans. Doane takes a three-point lead. Hargrove right there on Adam Harris. Harris makes a move. Devin Kimmick from downtown. Too strong. But if you're New Egypt, that's exactly the shot you want. A rare miss from Devin Kimmick here tonight. Mike Evans, another three. Falls down, no call. Alfredo Adeza right there on the offensive boards. He is down. And luckily comes back up to his feet. Looks like he's okay. But Mike Evans loves that shot from the far short corner. 2.5 to go here in overtime. Fisher drives. Kowaleski over to Devin Kimmick. Adam Harris turns the corner. Jump ball's the call. Good hands by Mike Evans. Possession arrow, though, will stay with the Warriors. So Evans off his huge three is going to check out of this one. And checking in as Elijah Smiley. Kowaleski will try to inbound over the arms of Alfredo Adeza. There's Devin Kimmick. Good defense by Jason Njoga. Kowaleski to Harris. Defense chance coming from the Doane bench. Harris thinking about a step back three. Hargrove right there. Devin Kimmick for three. Oh my. Devin Kimmick ties it up at 63. Hargrove from downtown. Wide left. And the foul's going to be on Alfredo Adeza. So it's going to give it back to New Egypt. As it's becoming a little bit of a three-point contest here in overtime. Mike Evans set to check back in for Doane. Free throw is good by Adam Harris, so Evans will check in for Elijah Smiley. As New Egypt takes a 1-point lead here. Second free throw by Harris is good. So New Egypt struggled at the free throw line in the last few minutes of the fourth, but they've picked it up here in overtime. A 2-for-2 trip for Adam Harris. Njoga to Hargrove. Hargrove the fake. Baseline jumper is true for Sean Hargrove. And we're locked again at 65. Violation called on Doane. Seeing the ref having a chat there. Looks like just a warning, though. I don't believe any free throws are going to be attempted here. Sub coming in for Doane. Elijah Smiley checking in for Mike Evans. So Dan Williamson bringing Elijah Smiley in for defense and Mike Evans in for offense seems to be the plan here, probably for the last minute 20 here of overtime. So Coach Hughes does not like that violation was not a technical foul. It was just a warning. Otherwise, would have resulted in a free throw. Nonetheless, Adam Harris has it. We're tied at 65. Who's going to come up with the huge bucket here? Adeza trying to take it away and avoids committing the foul. Pretty impressive there. Cross-court pass to Kowaleski. And a timeout called on the floor by New Egypt. Just moved under 1 minute to go. It's going to be a full timeout from New Egypt, so we will take a break, locked at 65. Off the timeout here, 56 seconds left. Play-by-play Productions, Ethan Carpenter with you, bringing you an exciting ending from Doane Academy. Inbounds pass gets to Adam Harris. Last thing you want to do if you're Doane here is foul. Elijah Smiley initiates the double. Kimmick to Fisher, gets it back. And Hoagland called for the foul. So that's going to send Devin Kimmick to the free throw line. First is good for Kimmick. Mike Evans will check back in. The defense-offense substitution for Coach Williamson. Two for two at the line for Devin Kimmick, and a 67-65 lead for New Egypt. Hargrove gets the screen from Njoga, drives in, Evans for the lead. Oh, you bet! Mike Evans from downtown. Doane leads by 1, 25 seconds and counting. Blocked by Njoga. What a defensive sequence. And with 20 seconds left in this ball game, Chris Hoagland will go to the free throw line. Mike Evans will shoot from anywhere, especially that short corner. He's taken a lot of threes tonight from there. First free throw by Hoagland is good. Elijah Smiley into the game for Mike Evans as the Doane bench rises to their feet. Hoagland 2 for 2 at the line, 70-67, and one last chance for New Egypt to try and tie this thing up and send it to a second overtime. 19.3 seconds left here in overtime. Doane holding a 3-point lead. Devin Kimmick takes it up for the Warriors. Elijah Smiley, good defense on him. Harris spins out of the double. Harris inside, blocked by Adeza. Great defensive play. Open three for New Egypt is short. Kimmick to the outside, and time will run out. What a win for Doane Academy. Coming off the huge three by Mike Evans to give the Spartans the lead. And they're going to walk away with a 70-67 hard-fought win. Doane is going to move to 6-2 on the season. They snap a 2-game losing streak. And New Egypt, still over 500, will fall to 4-3 on the season. So for myself, Ethan Carpenter, along with Justin Vasquez on camera and Lucas Rubin as well, we say goodnight from Doane Academy in Burlington. Thank you so much for joining us on today's triple header, and we'll see you soon.